So I grew up in a Christian home with all the right values and all the right motives and everything. I grew up going to church every Sunday. It became more of a practice because it felt really weird if we ever missed a Sunday. Like there'd be times where my mom got sick and we couldn't really go, or somebody just couldn't go, and it just didn't feel right. It felt weird because I was so used to going every single Sunday and doing that routine. And I learned all the values, and I'd gone to church, so like all those core values of what being a Christian meant kind of stuck with me, and that really helped me later in life. But besides for that, I really didn't get much out of, or I didn't really take much out of going to church all that time because, like I said before, it came more of a practice and just more of a repetitive thing that I did, and it didn't really mean much to me. I didn't really understand what it was saying and how it really applied to me, and I didn't really take advantage of it. And so throughout life, that just was kind of a thing I did. I was the typical two-faced Sunday Christian where went to church on Sunday, looked all good, and then just hung out with my friends and didn't really think about it or didn't really care what it meant to me or anything. I just basically just went along with whatever my friends did and what they were doing at the time, and I thought it was cool. I thought it was fine for a while, and once I started getting into junior high and all the cliques start to form and all the groups start to develop, my friends started to become more in the popular group, so naturally I went along with them, and I was in that group for a while. But the whole time I didn't really feel like I belonged there, but I stayed in there because it was the popular group, and any junior high, early high school kid, that's all they want to do is be in the popular group. And so that's what I did. I just stuck in that group and did whatever they told me to, and took whatever jokes they threw at me, or I was basically just a little run to the group where they would just make fun of me and stuff like that, but I just took it because I didn't really care, and I thought it was a necessary thing to be able to be in part of that group for me. So for me, it was really detrimental because I wanted so badly to be in that group that I basically did anything to stay. Like I would go out and hang with them, but since I had those values that I grew up with as a Christian, like I didn't really drink like they did, or I didn't do any of the drugs like some of them did and stuff like that, but I was around that environment and it wasn't helpful at all. It completely kept pushing me more and more away from God, and there was, again, I still went to church, but I didn't really want to go. I didn't get anything out of the message. I tried to have excuses not to go because it was uncool, and it wasn't cool to go to church, and I wanted to be hanging out with my friends on Sunday afternoon or Sunday morning instead of going to church. But so instead, I just ended up sticking with that environment, and it was really just detrimental to myself. I didn't really like myself because I kept getting made fun of and stuff like that. And I just had a bad image of who I was, and I wasn't really a big fan of myself. I always thought I was doing stuff wrong. I always tried to self-analyze myself and what was going on, and why I couldn't really fit in completely, why I couldn't be as cool as you guys. And so it really wasn't good for me just to be around that environment, but I just kept putting up with it because I stuck in that group. And then it eventually came to the point where my junior year, we were bored one night, so we decided to start going around and driving in my little SUV. And since we thought we have done everything in Palatine, we decided to go drive in fields and stuff like that because it was our version of off-roading or whatever. And so it was really stupid. Long story short, we ended up driving around and going over a curve, and my car ended up flipping on its side, and nobody was really hurt. A couple people got some stitches, but nothing major. But like I had to spend like most of the night in the police station and stuff like that while my friends got to go home, and it felt like I really didn't feel like anything else could go wrong at that time because like I had a bad self-image of myself. Like I had friends, but I could tell that they weren't really my good friends, but I just didn't want to leave that group because I had nowhere else to go. I just got in a car accident and stuff like that, so I was the joke of the school. And really, like the next couple days in school, that's when God really slapped me in the face because they were just making fun of the whole situation the whole time and like joking around about it. And that really showed me that they didn't really care what happened to me ever, because if anyone really got hurt, like that would have been the end of my life, like life over, done, something like that. And so that really showed me, and God really revealed to me that like I needed to get out of that environment and out of that group because they weren't uplifting at all, and they were just putting me down the whole time. And so finally I was able to drop that group completely, luckily, and I started hanging out with the new group, and there was some really strong Christians in there, so it really helped me a lot because I was able to have that foundation of some strong people to rely on and have that just environment that created just like a welcoming environment to be able to live for Christ and stuff like that. And just so I started going to youth group, and I started getting more involved in the youth group I was at, and I became more like in a leader role there. And it was really good because it really helped me focus on myself and get more focused on God and where he kind of wanted me in my life, because my focus hadn't been on that at all. It used to be, oh, what can I do to be more cool in this group? And so I was able to start, my focus started to change. I started reading my Bible more because I never did before. I was around this really good group that really liked me for who I was, and that really kind of built my self-confidence up and my self-image, so that was also good for me. So I went through that through junior and senior year, and that was really good because it was good timing, because going into college the way I was would not have worked at all. It would have been very bad and not good at all. I would have ended up in, I don't know where I'd be right now. It'd be a weird place. But so I was able to really grow a lot that year and a half, and just be able to find out like what God meant to me and just who He was, and how I really made that decision that I wanted to live my life for Him. And so kind of going into college, I guess, skipping that whole area, going to college, it just, I was kind of scared at first because I had been in that environment before, of all the party scene and everything like that, and I didn't know if I'd want to get back into it or if it'd be too tempting for me to get back into it. But the first couple, like the very first Sunday, I like stuck to it, and I really wanted to go to church and stuff like that, so I went, and God was really faithful to me, and He really blessed me in the whole thing, that I got to get involved right away in the bridge, and it's been really good to me. It's been amazing this whole year, because I've grown more than I could ever imagine in this time period, and I've just gotten more and more involved, and God has pressed me and convicted me of so many things, and I've been able to realize a lot more things of how I've been living my life and what's been keeping me from God, and how I could change those things. And there's been so many changes in my life this year that it's been amazing. It's really weird to look on the person who I was at the beginning of the year, and only in about a school year span of where I am now. And God's been doing some incredible things in my life, and I'm really excited to just be a bigger part of the bridge next year and see where that takes me, and how I can use my skill set and what God has given me, all my talents, to just help this church do what it's done for me, for all the other people that are coming in. And so God's been doing some amazing changes, and He's been doing some amazing things in my life, and it's really pressed me and gave me that desire just to live for Him more and more each day. So I'm really excited about where He's putting me in the future and what plan He has, and just for me to be able to discern what that is and follow it to the best of my ability. So, yeah.